Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Thursday, February 8th, 2018. As you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of snow here. I came home this morning and I cleaned off the solar panels. And actually, we're going to run in here real quick.
Okay, obviously, we're talking about somebody who is off the deep end here with this video, of course. But here we go into this video. I would like everybody to look at what is going on in these clips. It is important for context. For one, the guy calls himself Prepper Nurse 1. Prepper Nurse 1 has solar panels, which of course I will not show him talking about. Prepper Nurse 1's video title is 90% of you all will go to FEMA camps willingly, and this is why. And the American flag is on his shed. Remember all this, as it is important.
Okay, so we're going to go into this video. I wanted to talk about
Okay, so we're finally going to get into the meat of the video, right?
yesterday I put up a video about we'll get on the bus with FEMA comes around for roundups. It was pretty much a resounding no. Okay?
Actually, the government cannot force people into false imprisonment. Period. It is unconstitutional and would lead to civil war, dumbass.
So we're going to play a little game, and I'm going to be the devil's advocate here. What if I told you that 90% of the people that commented on yesterday's video and said, absolutely not, I'm not going, I'll shoot them first, blah, 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 blah. What if I told you that 90% of you will willingly go to FEMA camps, if they have FEMA camps, lay your guns down, and beg for help? What if I told you that? You'll say, Prepper Nurse 1, you're crazy, we're not doing that. Alright, we're going to play the devil's advocate here for...
Yes, of course. This guy is definitely crazy because I don't think that the government is going to risk civil war just for no reason, not to mention that there is no evidence that there is any at all FEMA camps. It is all claims with no evidence to back it up, period.
And I'm the government. I'm not going to waste the resources of rounding up people. Not going to do it. It's a waste of time and energy. You're going to have people that are going to fight and say, no, I'm not going, whatever, okay? So I'm not going to waste my time doing that. Now, who will they round up? Let's be realistic. Let's see who will. We're going to go around on this subject a minute. If I'm the government, people that I'm going to round up are the troublemakers. Preppers are really not troublemakers, guys.
No, the government is not going to suspend the Constitution just because there are some people who are lunatics just as much as you are. And what makes you think that preppers aren't really troublemakers? If I'm not mistaken, preppers are conspiracy theorists who are the reason to why a lot of mass shootings happen. Either that or they are just people who want attention. As there was a TV show that, of course, paid people to go out and have this prepper lifestyle where they were preparing for something. It was all bullshit. It was all scripted, and of course, none of it was real. And one of the people who went and did this ended up selling the shit anyhow. But also, it seems that conspiracy theorists do not understand military code for mutiny either. which I'm going to get into. Let me scroll down, if this will scroll down fast enough. Okay, I went too far. Okay, Wikipedia states, the United States Military Code for Mutiny, Article 94, Section 894, 2004 Military Code for Mutiny or Sedation. Any person subject to this code chapter who, with intent to supersede or override lawful military authority, refuses, I meant to say, in certain with any other person to obey orders or otherwise do his duty, or creates any violence and disturbance in his, as is guilty of mutiny. Excuse me for making mistakes. With intent to cause the overthrow or destruction of lawful civil authorities. Now, I'm going to go on further and say this. The of course, ruling for mutiny, which you will get for being judged for mutiny, is death. Period. And this also goes for the President of the United States, sedating himself against the American people, so to speak. So, if of course the President orders martial law across the United States for no reason whatsoever, he will have a civil war on his hand, for one, and for two, the only place that martial law will be enacted at is in Washington, D.C., and people will, of course, be enacting Section 894 of Article 94 against the President of the United States and against the establishment. So yes, they would be court-martialed and they would be executed.
We're just people to get ready, okay? So we're not really considered troublemakers. The troublemakers are your antifa groups, your Black Lives Matter groups, the people that are like super anti-government and looking to cause trouble, okay? The ones that are trying to organize these rallies to protest the government because the government is so horrible and all this type of stuff. Those are the people they're going to go after, all right? They're not going after the average Joe citizen.
Yeah. The President of the United States is going to commit sedation just to cause the Black Lives Matter people and the Antifa people to be falsely imprisoned in an extermination camp. What the fuck? And this idiot did not realize that it would be the people in the establishment who tried to do this that would be arrested and terminated for sedation of the American people for no reason whatsoever other than to commit a coup.
All right. Now, that being said, why are you going to willingly walk in, lay your guns down, and give up? Why are you going to do that? Because if I'm the government, I'm going to control things. And basically the government is going to be more concerned about controlling the big cities and, larger towns and stuff like that. So they're not going to worry about, everybody else. Okay? What they're going to do is they're going to starve you out. Okay? If I'm the government, I stop the trucks from running, I stop the food supplies, I stop, like I said, fresh water that can be easily cut off as well. So now, how long can you hold out with no food, no fresh water, and stuff like that? Okay? How long can you hold out?
And this is getting to my point. He has solar panels that need to be replaced every 10 years. He has livestock. He has the internet. He has a computer, which he's going to eventually have problems with sometimes. And he believes that he is going to be immune to the things that he believes in. I'm sorry, but you're still going to rely upon the very thing that you hate when everything goes south. This is pretty much the same thing that I say about fundamentalist religious people who protest businesses who go against their religious ideas. If every business would accept the LGBT community, you would be forced to have to buy from a business that supports the LGBT community. I don't mean to bring hate to these people, but these people really need our help. They don't need to be spending money on things that are just going to fuel their delusions. And the internet does not help get rid of their delusions. They don't need money. They don't need to be off the grid. They don't need, well, they do need to be in a mental hospital. Well, that's enough of him, but I want to go ahead and debunk this made up bullshit about FEMA camps once and for all. This is Pollock Federal Penitentiary. People have called Pollock Prison a FEMA camp for years. This is completely laughable, as it is not. It is a federal prison in central Louisiana. I hope that nobody believes the bullshit that people spread about places like Pollock, and just those people who do. Please go bring yourself to a mental insane asylum. Thank you. If you like the video, rate, comment, and subscribe. I also have a Patreon account where sometimes when I do make scripts, I actually post to there. So please go and click on the links down below in the description. And thank you for watching the video. And anyone who does subscribe to my Patreon, thank you for subscribing to my Patreon.